champion, clap your hands. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I am a champion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Champion, champion, clap your hands. We can do it, yes, we can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Champion, champion, clap your hands.
Yep, that's me. My name is Kai Selvon. I'm from a small village in Trinidad, the larger of the twin island Trinidad and Tobago. It was a tight-knit community, mostly made up of family members. There were always big smiles, happy hearts, and fun soccer, cricket, or local made-up games and rituals. All the kids, especially me, looked forward to the weekends and vacations. This is the comfortable and loving environment I decided to sacrifice at age 16 to pursue my athletic dreams.
Kai, it's time to come in. It's getting late and you have school tomorrow. You will play again tomorrow. Go on, kids.
My journey started at age 7 at my school's sports day. I entered a race that had a winning prize of a lunchbox. I really wanted that prize. As you imagined, I won the race, and I did get my lunchbox. There was a teacher that saw my potential and decided to talk to my mom.
Miss Selvin, I think your daughter has some potential. You should maybe join her into a track club to help mold her. She can be good. Maybe represent the country one day.
My mom did sign me up to a track club, and after a couple months of training, there was the Caribbean Union of Teachers Games trials coming up. My coach thought that I was ready, so I went to the tryouts.
Well, hello, dear. What's your name? How old are you?
Hi, ma'am. I'm Kai, and I'm 8 years old.
Oh, you gonna be racing against Freddie? You will never beat her. She is really fast.
Okay, we will see about that.
After that attempt on my self-belief, I walked to the warm-up area to warm up. During the warm-up for the race, all eyes were on Freddie. I don't think there was anyone in the stands that were not confident in their choice of the winner. As we lined up, the majority cheered for Freddie, but during each round, there will be a high-pitched voice, my mom, and my family's rhythm section that outpitched everyone else in my support. The race started, and it was very exciting and entertaining. Freddie and I were head-to-head, but in the end, I won. As I left the stadium that evening, Freddie was being consoled by another athlete. In that moment, I thought about the unintended pressures that supporters place on athletes. At the official Caribbean Union Teachers Games, I represented my country in the 100, 200, and 400 meters. I won all 3 races.
Friends, not every obstacle that you would face will be physical or external. Sometimes it's internal. Sometimes it's your self-belief. Regardless if no one believes in you, you believe in yourself.
From this point onwards, Freddie and I were now competition rivals. At every local meet, we were expected to have a close battle. Sometimes I will win, and other times she will win. But even though my talent spoke for itself, I always seemed to be overlooked.
Kai, how come you win the races, but they always highlight someone else?
Ma, it's okay. One day they will have no choice but to acknowledge my efforts.
We were now teenagers, still making the local meets exciting, and we both were now repetitive members of Team TTO's national team. At this time, we were representing our country at the Carifta Games. The norm will be to enter into a camp hosted by the national team for the athletes to get acclimated with one another as well as practice for the relay events. Here we are at the team's meeting at the camp, where the team's head coach called out the list with each athlete's name and their respective event. Upon finishing, it was noticed that my name wasn't called, so another athlete said,
"Hey, coach, you forgot Kai's name."
The coach's response was,
Who is Kai? Who cares about Kai?
I felt humiliated, but I quickly reminded myself of my mother's words.
Kai, don't let anyone make style on you. You are here for a reason and you can do anything you put your mind to.
Friends, remember when I said obstacles can be internal? Words can be an internal obstacle too. When people try to speak negative to you or about you, you need to immediately counteract it with positive words. Your words are powerful. Between traveling to represent my country, I always stayed grounded with my cousins. We will be together at all times. On my track schedule, one of the biggest local meets were coming up. Was so excited for it. But there was one problem I had. I went scooter racing and got hurt. I now had a big cut from the scooter on my heel. I had to go to the hospital. I left with 6 stitches. I was so upset with myself. This was the moment I made a decision that I will have to sacrifice some fun to protect my legs. There were days when I would sit on the sidelines watching my cousins have fun. I wanted to join, but I also wanted to be good in track. Saturday came, and it was race day. The race started, and I ignored the cut. But as I continued, the pain grew more. By the end of the race, it was excruciating. I was shocked that I actually won. Friends, are there anything that you do presently that seems like it's too hard? Sometimes you have to push through it. Your mind is stronger than you think. Couple years went by, and I was about to finish high school. I have been receiving interest letters from different universities that wanted me to run track for them. Even though I received a lot of letters, only one school actually sent a coach to see me in person. Eldo University. He came to one of my practice sessions to see me. Because of this initiative, I committed to Eldo University. I was so happy. I knew my family would be proud. About a week went by, and I received a call from Eldo University. It was the coach. He said,
Kai, I'm sorry, but we can no longer accept you at Eldo.
Felt devastated. How could this happen? There was a teacher back at my high school who believed in me, so I spoke to him one day about it. To my surprise, he said,
Kai, I got you, don't worry.
As promised, my high school teacher got me sorted. He knew another coach from another university called SDA University. This coach was a well-known Olympic coach. They knew each other before because of his daughter. Coincidentally, this SDA coach was coming to Trinidad around the same time I had to race at a meet locally. My teacher brought him to the meet and introduced us. The coach liked what he saw and offered me a full scholarship to SDA University. The time came for me to leave for school, and it was bittersweet. I knew I was going for betterment in education and track, but I also knew I was leaving my place of comfort. It was a sacrifice. I made it to Atlanta, the home of the SDA Eagles. I was greeted outside the airport by the coach and athletic trainer. The journey begun, and I became stronger and faster. My name started to be known amongst athletes and coaches in the collegiate circuit. Under this coaching, I became the SEC indoor champion and runner-up. I broke Trinidad's national junior record in the 200. I became a member of the national 4x100 and 400-meter relay teams, and I qualified for my first Olympic Games in the 100 and 200. Can you imagine staying in the same village as celebrities that you see on TV? In the Olympic Village, I saw Usain Bolt, Venus Williams, some basketball players, plus a lot more famous athletes. The village had everything possible. There were a huge dining area, a salon, a dentist, an ophthalmologist, and everything was free. I felt like a celebrity. One of the best experiences ever. The games finally started, and I gave up my spot in the 100 to focus on the 200 and the relay. I made it all the way to the semifinals in the 200, but unfortunately, I missed the finals by one spot. I was sad, but the fact that I was able to race against great athletes like Shelly-Ann Fraser, Sonia Richards, so I still felt grateful. I took the adrenaline, drive, and hope into the relay. We did great. We made it all the way to the finals with the second fastest time. You would think that because we had the second fastest time that it was a sure medal, right? We did too. Unfortunately, we didn't. The baton dropped on exchange 1, so we was disqualified. We all were very upset and discouraged. Friends, in life there are going to be obstacles. The outcome is not always going to be in your favor, but please remember, in every obstacle there is a lesson to be learned. On this journey to my first Olympics, I too had many obstacles to cross. And just as I was able to get through them, you can too. Fight to believe, fight to endure, and fight to win. Until next time.
Champion, clap your hands. Yes, I am a champion.